Gaga Slonina and Real Madrid. We got a question from Rafa Cardenas. Hey, Fabrizio, any updates about Slonina? Is our boy going to Real Madrid? What's going on there?
So, Real Madrid made a proposal 1 week ago, 8 days ago, for Gaga Slonina. It was an official bid turned down by Chicago Fire. They wanted way more than 5-6 million offered by Real Madrid for Slonina. So this is why there is still no agreement in place between Real Madrid and Chicago Fire. And now Chelsea are leading the race for Slonina. So I think they have very good chances to sign him. They are getting closer. It's still not a done deal, but the coming hours or days could be really important to understand more on his future. Let me say that the player will stay at Chicago on loan, at least until December. So this is a positive news for Chicago Fire, and I think also for the player. He's born in 2004, so he deserves to play, and Chelsea have Edu Mendy. So, of course, makes no sense for him to join Chelsea immediately, but he's one for the future. Chelsea want him. They made a proposal for 10 million euros. So this is the value of the deal. It could include some add-ons. So they're discussing Chelsea and Chicago Fire on the details, but Chelsea are pushing. And so I think they are now leading the race more than Real Madrid for Gaga Slonina. And they were really close to sign Slonina in February. You remember when I told you it was March that they wanted to sign him, and then because of the sanctions, the deal was in standby. But now they're back on track with Slonina, with his agents, with Chicago Fire, and so I'm sure that it could be completed soon.
Well, Fab, this is a perfect segue. Speaking of Slonina and Chelsea and USMNT interest, of course, we're also thinking about a certain Sergino Dest, not really favored by Xavi and Barcelona. I'm hearing rumors, Fabrizio Romano, that Sergino Dest is a Chelsea target. What can you tell me about that?
At the moment, there is no negotiation. So Chelsea and Barcelona are not discussing Sergino Dest. So at the moment, the situation is still quiet. In January, it was an option. So Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea board work like this. When they have a target, usually the same target is still in the list. And so I'm sure that they are still considering Sergino Dest as an important player and a potential solution. But at the moment, Barcelona have not received any feedback from Chelsea. And the two clubs will be in touch in the coming days because Barcelona want to sign Marcos Alonso and Azpilicueta, who are both out of contract in summer 2023. So Barca don't want to spend big money on both of them, but Chelsea want a fee for these players. So it's still to be discussed between the two clubs. So they will be in touch, Chelsea and Barcelona. We will see what happens. But at the moment, for Sergino Dest, there is still no negotiation.
All right, a lot of Chelsea and Barcelona chatter. Staying in this USMNT talk, by the way, Tyler Adams, of course, one of the most important players for the USMNT. I'm hearing a lot here, a possible report regarding Leeds. I mean, we've got a question here from Kamal. Any news on Tyler Adams to Leeds? But I'm also getting about Sevilla as well, possibly interested. Basically, Fabrizio Romano, Tyler Adams, is he leaving Leipzig?
Yes. My feeling is yes. My feeling is going to leave the club this summer. At the moment, there is still nothing agreed with any club. You mentioned clubs interested. Of course, it's normal. So many clubs are exploring this possibility, including Leeds. But at the moment, still nothing agreed. Now Leeds are focusing on Marc Roca. They want to sign him from Bayern. And this deal final stages for 12 million euros plus add-ons. They have an agreement with the player. So Marc Roca could be the next signing for Leeds. And it's a really interesting one. For Tyler Adams, he's a name they have, of course, in the leagues with just March. Is absolutely normal to consider him as an interesting opportunity for the midfield. At the moment, he's still not advanced, but to answer your question, I see Tyler Adams leaving the club this summer. Yes, I think it's a serious possibility.
Interesting to see where he will go. But Tyler Adams, keep your eye out for his exit, of course, as he looks for a new club, especially before the World Cup. Arsenal fans, I hear you. I see you. I know you have a lot of questions. We're going to get to them after the break, I promise you. But first, let's go and stay with Barcelona, I guess, Fabrizio Romano. All right, Fab, I want to just set the scene here. Gerard Pique, there's a lot going on with him right now. This is not a TMZ. We're not a gossip channel, but there's a lot going on for him personally and professionally. Reports, of course, of what's going on with him and his personal life with Shakira. That's one thing. There's also reports of Xavi saying to Pique, look, I don't see you in my plans in the future. There's also all the situations that he does outside of the pitch or his business endeavors and how that may be getting in the way of his professional and personal. So here's the question, Fabrizio. Gerard Pique, okay, there's allegedly a surplus to Xavi's requirements. There's family drama, business interest, as I said, but there's 2 years left on his contract. So what's going on with Pique and Barcelona?
And it's a big contract. It's a really big contract. So what I'm told is that what happened is a bit different of what's been reported from some sources, but some other sources reported the same information I'm told. So that Xavi spoke with the player. There was a conversation between Pique and Xavi, face-by-face conversation. And in this conversation, Xavi told him, I don't want you to be focused on different things that are not football. I want you to be important part of this team, but focus it on football. And I can't guarantee to you that you will be a starter as of today, because we know that Barcelona are going to sign, they want to sign a new centre-back this summer, and then they have many players in that position. So he wanted to be pretty clear with the player, with Pique. I trust you, but I wanted you to be focused on football, and I can't guarantee to you that you will be a starter every single game next season. The answer he received from Pique was pretty clear from what I'm told. Pique wants to stay at Barcelona. He's prepared to discuss with the club about his salary, because he knows that his salary situation could create a problem to the club. And so this is why he's going to speak with the club. But at the moment, Pique is not looking for a solution. As of today, Pique wants to continue with Barcelona. Then I think in the pre-season, we will see how is the situation with Xavi, with the team, what kind of centre-back they will sign. So there are many points to clarify between Barca and Pique. But as of today, he's not looking for a different club. He wants to continue with Barca, and he wants to fight for his place. So at the moment, the situation has been a conversation between Xavi and Pique, but not something really complicated. Something where Xavi wants to clarify, I want Pique to be an important player for us, but focus it on football and not on many other things, because as you mentioned, Pique has a lot of stuff to do out of the pitch. So he wants Pique to be focused on Barca. It's a really important season for Barca. This is something that we have to mention in general. And this is why Xavi wants the players to be 100% focusing on the project. They suffered a lot last season. It was a complicated one, changing the manager, having Xavi, and then the situation in the dressing room was really complicated. They lost Leo Messi 1 year ago. So it was a shocking season for Barca, and then Real Madrid winning La Liga and winning the Champions League. So another big blow for Barcelona. So this season is too important for Barca and for Xavi, because the first season for Xavi, in my opinion, was a really positive one. But now he needs to prove himself as a top manager, and he knows that this season is key. So this is why he wanted to have this conversation with Gerard Pique.
Well, a key point you mentioned there, Fabrizio Romano, that Xavi saying, look, I can't guarantee I'm going to start you. And now I'm thinking about Jules Koundé. What's going on there? Because obviously he remains a target as well, but Chelsea as well. But, some fans are a little bit worried about injuries. What's going on with Jules Koundé?
No, at the moment, no. Chelsea are not worried with injuries. They know that he had to do this surgery, and so it will be completed in 20, 30 days. But at the same point, he's still a top target for Chelsea. There is still no bid, because Sevilla wants 65 million euros for Jules Koundé. This is something that we have to mention, because for Barcelona, today is impossible to pay 65 million euros for a centre-back. So this is something that they are not going to do today. But maybe if they will be able to sell some player to change the situation, it could change. For sure, he's a player who Xavi loves. He would love to have Jules Koundé as new centre-back at Barcelona. Koundé, Koulibaly are two players appreciated by Barca. But as of today, for Barca, the priority is Robert Lewandowski. They will invest their money in Robert Lewandowski. They want to sign Robert Lewandowski as top signing this summer. And then we will see what happens with the centre-backs. But they need to be creative if they want to sign Koundé, because as of today, they're not paying 65 million. So they have to include some player in the negotiation. So it's a long negotiation. It's not an easy one. It's not something that is happening in a few days. So it will take time to understand Koundé's future. And Chelsea are still leading the race, because they're working on it since long time. They have a well-advanced conversation with his agents, Koundé agents, since long time. And so this is why I see Chelsea as front runners today, but they need to close the negotiation with Sevilla, and it's still not at final stages.